Hey everyone, welcome to the programme. I'm Rebecca McLaughlin-Eastham, and this week we're talking all things technological, kicking things off with GITEX, the biggest tech show in the Middle East, North Africa and South Asia. A little bit later on, we head to Tunisia, where tough economic times have given rise to a wave of tech entrepreneurs and SMEs.
If Tunisia have a future, it would be in the digital and IT sector.
But first, visitors flocked to the UAE this month for GITEX to discover the latest megatrends in lifestyle, mobility and AI technology. Also being discussed was social media, namely how businesses are harnessing its power to reach consumers.
Whether checking messages, a celebrity fashion post, or tagging a friend in a selfie, connecting with others online has become a way of life, shared by many across the globe. More than 3 billion people used social media monthly last year, according to a report by managing and networking platforms Hootsuite and We Are Social. That means 42% of the world's population was posting, following forums, and scrolling through feeds, which has brands asking the question, how do we get users to like what we're selling? Many are hoping to find the answer at GITEX, a yearly tech hub which has drawn global industry experts to Dubai, running since 1981. This year, digital anthropologist Dr. Crystal Abedin shared her latest findings about influencer marketing, such as the term astroturfing, or hiding sponsored messages or products in non-commercial picture posts to secretly influence viewers. In addition to showing me better selfie-taking methods, she explained how marketers and political parties are weaponizing social media by using shock value to deliver their message.
You entertain them by feeding their desire for confession, for gossip, and after the time has passed, you work out a plan to de-escalate, to drown out the scandal, but still already retain more people's interest in your life before giving them the gold nugget, which is the policy you want to publish or the product you want to put out sponsored.
In order for marketers to ensure long-term client engagement, some brand consultants say they need to listen to their audience more closely and tap into specific platforms.
There's this big problem that marketers have right now, and it's that they tend to think of social media as this bucket of content, and they apply one strategy to social media. You know, the way I participate on Facebook is totally different from how I participate on LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram or Reddit.
On LinkedIn, behavior is often conservative due to visibility by colleagues. And with Facebook, posts are modified for friends and family. On discussion application Reddit, Federer says users can remain anonymous and more open, a space which he says Japanese clothing company Uniqlo answered personalized questions about their products from customers. He says as a result, Uniqlo saw a 20% increase in online sales in 2015, demonstrating the correct way to do social media marketing and find that common ground between marketers and users.
If we're brands and we're looking for engagement in social media space, then what we have to do is figure out what's the intersection between what my brand stands for and what people are genuinely interested in. And if you can picture that Venn diagram, the middle space is where adding value and getting brand recognition sits.
Helping more than 2,000 brands globally discover the best ways to reach consumers on social media and other digital platforms is marketing software provider Emarsis. UAE-based regional director Adam Such took the time to explain how shoppers prefer to be targeted.
Here in the Middle East, brands can get customer data a lot easier than in other regions. For example, in Saudi Arabia, consumers are almost used to giving out their mobile number, but they don't like giving out their email address, which is exactly the way around like how it is in Europe.
Such says one client success story practicing social media marketing was UK online fashion retailer Brand Alley in 2015, which increased its growth in orders by more than 50%, creating targeted ads for users on Facebook and Instagram. Which Such says is an indicator that brands have to adapt to the changing market, and the greatest influencers of that are their customers.
It's not really up to you or up to the marketer or up to the brand to decide which marketing channel works out for you as an individual customer. Everybody has different preferences. We are living in the age of consumer, which means the consumer decides really which channel are they interested about, and they would like to receive information.
Ultimately, companies have to consider the cost of social media marketing. According to Such, brands have to pay on average $1 for every Facebook advert that leads users to their page. For the same price, they can send 40 phone text messages or 1,600 emails. The global digital marketing software market was estimated to be about $37.5 billion in 2017, according to the US-based business research group Analytical Research Cognizance. They forecast by 2026, the market will more than double to reach about $90 billion. But at the end of the day, it's the consumer who decides what connects with them the most.
Up next, we head to North Africa, where increasingly graduates and those struggling to find full-time employment are opting to go it alone by launching their own technology companies. Rosalise Thompson went along to Tunisia to meet a growing community who are launching a sector of startups.
Tunisia's unemployment rate is 15%. Its economy is stagnating, and over 1/3 of the country's graduates are unemployed, according to government statistics. With this in mind, many young Tunisians are taking matters into their own hands, growing a culture of entrepreneurship and SMEs. At this co-working space in downtown Tunis, these tech startups are getting ready to pitch their companies to investors. Over the past 4 months, Flat 6 Labs have provided them with seed funding and mentorship. Offering capital of up to $50,000, the accelerator has hubs from Tunis to Beirut and Bahrain. Winning a place on the program is very competitive, with only 8 out of 400 applicants selected per cycle.
Tunisia is a very exciting place. There is a lot of new innovations, new entrepreneurs, smart young people who are actually working towards building creative, innovative solutions to everyday problems. So Flat 6 Labs has been in Tunis over the past 2 years. We've seen quite a few changes happening around the ecosystem. We were, I think, at something around 50 startups when we first started. We're now at, I think, more than 600, 700.
Betcha is a recent graduate of the program and co-founder of FabSkill, a tech-smart recruitment company.
At the moment, I have a spider web of artificial intelligence on my face, depicting whether I'm happy, sad, angry, nervous, all useful qualities when deciding upon a potential candidate.
Since launching 8 months ago, Betcha's software is being used to recruit candidates for 5 international firms.
If Tunisia have a future, it would be in the digital and IT sector, with a highly educated population that is mainly going abroad to work in other countries. And if we can give them the right ecosystem here, if they can work on cutting-edge techs and more challenging things, I think that they can create something else.
With PricewaterhouseCoopers estimating that AI could add as much as $15.7 trillion to the global economy by 2030, Betcha's not the only entrepreneur to jump on the AI bandwagon. A few years ago, Zoha Slim was working in a call center fixing computers. Now she's co-founder of one of Tunisia's leading AI companies. Founded in 2014, InstaDeep, which has a staff of 60 across its European and African offices, creates artificial intelligence systems that optimize decision-making processes in real-life industrial environments.
I think technology is the sweet spot, because we have issues in Africa and the Middle East, and pretty much everywhere in the world, with importing and exporting goods. It's always a hassle, you have to wait. However, if you're exporting software, you just send it. There's no limits. In Tunisia, we don't have the big oil reserves. We have our brains. A lot of what's happening here is technology.
Last year, the Tunisian government launched the Startup Act, a series of policies and reforms to develop the country's entrepreneurial and tech ecosystem. Walid Sultan Madani launched Digital Mania, an indie gaming company, 8 years ago. With 128 games under its belt, the company has now expanded into virtual reality. Walid says that although advancements have been made, there's still too much bureaucracy stifling the startup scene.
I want to go at 1,000 kilometers per hour. I cannot afford going at 200 kilometers per hour. So there is so much talent, but the barriers are just frustrating. And just, open the door and let the flow go, and you will see, like, in 2 years, something magnificent will happen from here.
Like InstaDeep and other Tunisian startups, Digital Mania had to move its headquarters to Europe to bypass barriers and grow.
Today, we are pushing people to create startups, we're pushing people to bring all this value. We are saying, like, go invade the international market and be global, etc., etc. And you are not able to create merchant accounts. You are not able to have the same tools as anyone else in this world.
And so, with Tunisia's entrepreneurs ready to get off the starting blocks, they're just waiting for their government to give them the fuel.
Well, that is all that we have time for in this episode of the programme. Be sure to catch all of our shows, though, online at Euronews.com. Before I say goodbye, here are some techie Instagram posts from GITEX that caught our attention this week. No Fall from India travelled through time at this tech exhibit at GITEX. Mohammed from Egypt plunged headfirst into this VR flying experience at the event. Influencer Naomi from India had a light bulb moment at this business incubator stand. And Paul from Britain had high hopes of this robotic dog doing a breakdance.